Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And yes, today, as promised in one of my videos where I talked about reduction in portion and its strategies. And if you haven't watched that video, go back, watch that video and come back here. And also make sure that you subscribe the channel for any further updates. Now students, we discussed about strategies of board paper. I'll be talking about one question, that is question number 5, sub question 1, which was asked in board. Now, what has happened, I will tell you. I have seen many board papers which were sent for rechecking. So, and I have seen maximum places where the board examiner has cut marks is one of this question in 2020, the board paper 2020. That is question number 5, sub question 1. It's a very simple sum. Most of you got the answer right, but they lost 1 mark here. And that is why hence 98 and 99 in math and not 100. So let us focus on this sum. This is a snap from the actual paper. Attempt any one from the following. There were total 3 questions which were not from the textbook. 2 were in question number 5 and 1 in question number 4. I'll be making a separate video on each one of them. I'm going to start with this sum, that is question number 5, sub question 1. So the sum is for 3 marks. Now students, if I have to look at the question says, convert the following equations into simultaneous equation and solve. It says root of x upon y is equal to 4 and 1 upon x plus 1 upon y is equal to 1 upon xy. Now what I suggest students, if you're watching this video, is to pause the video here, try solving the sum, write all the steps necessary, and what I'm going to do at the end is I'm also going to give you marks. So start giving you marks. First, I will give you marks as per an examiner, and then I will give you marks as per a moderator also. If you get full 3 marks, how will a moderator cut 1 mark here? Okay, so first let us solve. I assume you are paused the video and you come back after solving this video and solving each and every step. Okay, so I'm explaining this sum right now. Now, first of all, let us list the equations that we have. First of all, root of x upon y is equal to 4. Now, definitely with square root sign, with a radical sign, it will be difficult for us to get the solution of the sum. So what are we going to do is we'll try to remove the square root. To remove the square root, what we will do is we'll square both the sides. So squaring both the sides. Now, when I square left-hand side, that is root of x upon y, the root gets away. It becomes x upon y. And when I square 4, it becomes 16. Now students, there are many ways to simplify this equation. So what I'm going to do is I am going to shift this y to the right hand side. So it becomes x is equal to 16y. You can bring the 16y to the left hand side, name it equation number 1 and then solve simultaneously, or you can name it equation number 1 if you believe in saving time. So we got equation number 1. Now let us look at the next equation. 1 upon x plus 1 upon y is equal to 1 upon xy. Now students, we have to solve this equation. Now let us focus on the left hand side. We have to simplify this. Now on the left hand side, we can see there are 2 fractions and we have to add those 2 fractions, and the denominator of both the fractions are different. So we go for LCM. When I say LCM, first we'll multiply this 1 into y. This gives us y. 1 into x, that gives us x, upon x into y, that gives us xy, is equal to 1 upon xy. Now there are many ways to solve it further. We can multiply both sides by xy, or simply what I can do is I can simply shift this x upon y to the right hand side. So it becomes y plus x is equal to 1 into xy. So if I multiply xy into 1, I get xy upon xy. Now xy gets cancelled. So it will be y plus x is equal to 1. Now students, if you see in equation number 1, I have x as 16y. So what we can do is we can substitute 16y wherever there we have x. So wherever we have x, we will write 16y. So y as it is, in the place of x, we will write 16y is equal to 1. Let us add them up. y plus 16y is actually 1y plus 16y, that becomes 17y. Make sure that you write from 1. That is 17y is equal to 1. So y is equal to 17 shifts to the right hand side. It becomes 1 upon 17. Since it's multiplication there, it becomes division here. So we got the value of y. The question says solve. Whenever the question says solve, the sum ends with the values of all the variables, all the unknowns in the equation. So there is one more unknown in the equation, that is x. So what we can do is we can substitute the value of y as 1 upon 17 in equation number 1. So substituting y is equal to 1 upon 17 in equation number 1. So x is 16y means 16 into y. So 16 into y, that is 1 upon 17. So since it's a multiplication here, this is 16 upon 1. In multiplication of fractions, we don't have to bother about LCM. We can multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. So if I have to say this is upon 1, which needs not be written, it will be x 16 into 1, 16 upon 17, because 17 into 1 is 17. So this is the value of x. So students, we can say x is equal to 1 upon 17, sorry, 16 upon 17, and y is equal to 1 upon 17 is the solution of the given simultaneous equation. I need to make a small correction here. So this will be 1 upon 16 and this has to be 1 upon 17. Okay. So 1 upon 16 upon 17 and 1 upon 17 is the solution of the given simultaneous equation. Now students, what I will do is I'm assuming that you people have solved the sum on your own and now you're trying to check the sum. So what I will do is I'll try to check. First, let us look at the examiner. 3 mark sum. You get 1 mark if you have done everything right till here. If you've done everything right here, even written this, you get 1 mark till here, and then 1 mark till here. Now what you have to note that if you have not written the final statement, you lose 1 mark. If you have not written the final statement, you lose 1 mark. That is what you have to remember. Now students, say you got 3 marks from an examiner. Now there is a moderator who comes into a picture. Now he can cut your 1 mark. In fact, even if I solve this sum exactly like this, I can lose 1 mark here. So look at this. I've talked about this in my previous videos as well. Here, when I get x upon y as 1, why is that? Is because this gets cancelled. Now students, when this gets cancelled, it gets cancelled either by subtraction or by division. So I can clearly see that x upon y and x upon y is getting cancelled because of division. Now, if you know that I cannot divide by a variable until and unless I know that the variable is not equal to 0. Now imagine either x is 0 or y is 0. If either of them is 0, then this entire right hand side does not exist in mathematics, because anything upon 0 is 0. So before dividing by a variable, I need to make sure that both x and y is not 0. So I will write here, since x is not equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0. Not really necessary, but there I believe to make it really perfect, you need to write this. Now you would argue, so how do I know x and y is not equal to 0? Now if you look at the question itself says 1 upon x and 1 upon y. If you look at this, if x or y is equal to 0, then the entire question doesn't exist. So I can directly assume that x and y is not equal to 0 based on the question. So mentioning it in our sum also is always on the safer side. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. There are 2 more very good external sums, and there are videos on checked moderated paper from the boards is there with me. I'm going to make some videos on that. I'm still making analysis on them, and soon it will be out. So till then, make sure that you subscribe the channel, and thank you so much for watching the video.